In backward design, we start with the goals and objectives. We first identify what are the knowledge and skills we'd like our students to learn. Along with that, we'd like to be very clear about the specific achievement levels the students should demonstrate. Here are two examples of learning objectives. They're both talking about the same topic, budgeting, but the second one is much more specific. If we analyze this in more detail, we will notice that the topic budgeting can be very broad. The first objective does not specify which aspect of budgeting is being taught in class. But the second objective indicates the specific knowledge and information students should learn about budgeting. Also, the students could demonstrate their learning in different ways, indicating their different achievement levels. For example, students can simply memorize what the textbook says about budgeting. They can analyze and compare different budgeting plans. They can even create budgeting plans. As you can see, the word "know" in the first objective does not tell us which achievement level students should meet. The second objective very clearly suggests that students should demonstrate their achievement levels by creating something tangible. I'm using these two examples to emphasize that we want the learning objectives to be as specific as possible. Because once we have specific information about the goals and objectives, the next step of backward design, which is designing assessments, will come along very naturally. In the earlier example, since we've already identified the specific knowledge and information, we are probably quite sure that the assessment should be designed around this content. Also, since we've specified in the objective that students should create a spreadsheet, we can have a clear idea about the assessment format. In this case, a project-based assessment seems to be more appropriate than multiple choice questions. As mentioned earlier, after we define the goals and objectives, we can make plans for assessment more easily. The goals determine how students should demonstrate their learning. The assessment plans indicate how we collect evidence about their learning. These two components drive the next step of backward design, which is to figure out what resources we need to cover the content and how to plan instructional strategies and activities to ensure students perform successfully on the assessments and achieve the learning goals. To summarize the steps of backward design, we first identify learning goals and objectives. Second, we make plans for assessments. Following that, we determine the resources, activities, and strategies that help students achieve the goals. Please note that the backward design is one of the instructional design methods. It encourages us to think about the end result first, and then align assessment and instruction to the desired outcomes. If we start with content or technology, it's not uncommon that we sometimes forget about the goals, so the instruction can become inconsistent and lacks a focus. The backward design approach helps us tie everything to the learning goals and make the instruction coherent.